Oh my God, Zara, Tarsem Singh, thank you for my life. All right. Well, I always look at this stuff anytime when I go to a festival and everybody just says, I love the fall, I switched, I just say, I'll marry you. Because it's my baby. I told my brother, sell everything, we're going on a road, I don't know when it finishes. And we just made it, and then all my money went away, but in a heartbeat, I would do that again if I had that kind of monkey on my back. I just think if somebody thinks it's best thing since sliced bread, that's all right. If they think it's a piece of shit, that's also all right. You'll still get jobs, but when people think you're okay, you'll never get hired again. While initially I started watching this thing for Lee Pace, nothing could have prepared me for how much I would absolutely love Alexandria, like she was generally the best character. I agree. She's amazing. Lee Pace is the unheralded person in this, because whenever you're acting, they always say with an animal or with a child, that'll take all the glory. But Lee Pace is lighting her. He is talking to her, and he is moving the plot forward because she's all over the place. And that's something that nobody will ever thank you for. So, thank you, Lee Pace. So this is from Coffee. Movie written by a charming 4-year-old, and Lee Pace, who is 6'5", makes me very emotional once again. Hi. Quite right. We had a structure, and so I'd say, no, the writer, we had a structure which is not written by Lee Pace, but Lee Pace is the only person aware of the structure. And the child is trying to meander and moving it to her story, and he's trying to put it straight. So I had a great. Ryan the Lion. Mediocre movies don't have a single shot as good as any shot that you could pick from this movie at random. Breathtaking, sweeping, and archingly sweet. Good one, Ryan. Kara, feels like I'm in a different place mentally than I was when I first watched this, because I just relate so much with Roy being heartbroken from life in general, hoping to rediscover or discover the first time passion and joy of making the most out of it. Okay, I think that was the thing, that a lot of choices we made at the last minute had to do with what broke this guy. And initially, until we started shooting the film, literally until a week before, the main villain in the film was another guy in the room, the guy that's opposite him, who he steals the pills from. He was odious. And then when the actor didn't have the right schedule and these things didn't work, it was Nico, I think you said, like, why don't we make the villain the guy who stole his girlfriend, who actually could be a good guy. And I thought of that, and that made the movie much better. So actually, he is the way he is. He's got a lot of problems, but nothing in my life, because I had just had a broken heart that particular time, nothing in my life was close to when I came across that. So I could so relate with it. This is a person called Star, under 5 stars. Underrated masterpiece, straight up. I wish this was more easily available to watch, stream, so I can stop going door to door asking people if they've heard of Good Word. It's getting exhausting. Thanks, Star, you're right. So hopefully I spent all my money to make the movie, went almost bankrupt. And then when nobody wanted it, even for free, I worked for another 2 years to get it out in a few cinemas, so some people would see it and remember it. So a lot of critics, of course, shat on it, which was fine, and a lot of critics loved it, especially. And then because of that, it became polarizing, which is a great place to be in. And then that's why you heard of it. So now movie, and we are releasing the full cut, so hopefully you'll get more access to it and won't be buying the illegal Chinese or Russian version for $300. So hopefully you get to see it. Ali, 5 stars. Had a stressful day, so I Googled pretty shots from the fall compilation, and then I ended up watching almost an hour of it, so I decided I should rewatch the whole thing, and I'm no longer stressed. Very pretty movie. I can't wait to share this to my future wife and tell her that she is only one prettier than a pretty movie. Always the movie is pretty, unquote, good. Okay, well, I hope your wife is prettier than the movie. 4.5. Isaac Fieldberg. I've read that David Fincher describes The Fall as what would have happened if Andrei Tarkovsky had made The Wizard of Oz, and I think that David Fincher is a very astute fellow. Well, Fincher's a wonderful friend, and Fincher and Spike came on because, like I said, I made the movie, lost all my money, nobody would pick it up even for free. And when I talked to them, they gave their name for free, just to say if it looks like that, maybe some critics might look at it with a different eye. And their name has always stayed on it. They took absolutely nothing from it except the occasional, whenever I go to LA, I always make curry for them. And it's my brother's wife cooks, so it's easier not to get shits from that curry than the one from the restaurants. So they always come to my house. Gigi, 4.5 stars. They don't film on location like this anymore. They don't do costumes like this anymore. They don't make films about Lee Pace sticking a child into getting himself morphine like this anymore. Yes, I hope not. Well, that was the brief of it. When I was looking for it, I just thought, what would it be like if you were making a movie where you're using the other person's body language to tell them a story, but because you have an agenda, the other person basically is as much in charge of the story. So location. So I was looking for genres not to exist. And I was thinking maybe if I could make a film somewhere where like nobody knows what cowboy film, and there isn't a place right now, even 20 years ago in the world, unless it's a special needs child. They've all seen movies, they all understand what it is, so that I had to make it a period film. So when I made it a period film, I'd been location scouting for 17 years. I just said I have to find the places that basically nobody has filmed in before, and when you do film them, I can put them in genres that don't exist, because one person means one thing and the other person is misunderstanding it to mean another thing. Thus those locations. And if you've ever done any filmmaking, you'll know the way people find locations are, first you look where you park your trucks, then you look where catering is, and then you look for location. And in these, that was never the brief. I just went around and said, no matter how difficult it is, if it was easy, everybody would have been filming there. So we ended up filming from high deserts to low deserts to really impossible places to go in. And we got rioted upon, religious riots, people throwing stones at us to get away from places many times. I just kept going back, and it was just an adventure. So it doesn't look like, I wouldn't count it as a hard time. I would just say like, hey, if it was easy, they would have shot 1 million films there before. There's something about something so devastating being wrapped in something so beautiful that it really just hits me. Well, thank you. It is a visual a medium. So my whole idea was that I was going to do a visual film, and it is that. And the imagination is a lot more unlimiting than most people's, what I would call, if you show a film. But on something like that, I said it's a visual medium. I wanted to make a visual film. So it took a long time, and we ended up, it kind of comes naturally to me. I'll try making ugly. I like filming like that, but it's the kind of stuff that when we were in Iran as children, my dad used to take pictures of us that we hated, because he used to make us line-wise, or go this way, or make a pattern against an architecture. And he would take these, he was an engineer, and he would take these photographs, and you think, why doesn't he take cool pictures like other parents of us just running around and not have these awkward photographs? Now, years later, I realized that must have been a gene, because I look at my stuff, and my dad composed exactly like that, which was symmetries and this thing and making that. I hated being a part of it, but now when I look at it, I just go like, man, it's genetic.